Georgia that he is in the process of selling. And then he will be permanently relocated down to Florida, where his wife just got a new job, a promotion. He's never filed bankruptcy in his life. There's, besides the allegations in this matter, which have not even yet been determined to have survived probable cause, there's nothing to suggest that Mr. Rivera and Dino will not appear at future court appearances. Another thing I would like to add is that Mr. Rivera and Dino was successfully extradited from Florida to come here. He was held for the mandatory period. He was arrested on an extradition warrant. He waived extradition from Florida. He was held and then he was released. He was in the process of making arrangements to come up here to make a voluntary appearance, although that was very difficult for him because of his disabilities. He does not travel well. He's not good with crowds, but he was in the process of arranging for a voluntary appearance when he was arrested again and brought up here. And so while acknowledging that he is an out-of-state defendant and it is a long way to Florida, we think that a $500 cash bail would be appropriate. I've spoken with him and he has the ability to post that, even though he was pretty much snatched out of his home. He was able to bring his wallet and his wife got him a little more money to post. As far as the conditions go, I don't think there's any issue with that. He certainly denies the allegations that they were made, but for purposes of a bond condition, I think they're appropriate under the circumstances.
All right, thank you, Mr. Cockerham. Obviously, there's a number of factors the court to consider when dealing with the issue of bail, the seriousness of the offense, a person's ties to the community. This is something where I certainly understand there's no allegations of failures to appear, but living in Georgia and Florida, or we're in Wisconsin, and no ties to the Wisconsin or Douglas County area is certainly a factor that can be considered. You look at the allegations in the complaint, and they are certainly allegations. It hasn't been a preliminary hearing yet. But based upon those allegations and the lack of ties to this community, I do think cash bail is warranted. And I do think more than a nominal amount. So I will order a $10,000 cash bond, conditions of bond or no contact with victim number one or any of the family members, no possession or use of any dangerous weapons. As far as leaving the country, Mr. Kruger, does he have a passport?
Mr. Cockerham said that he did not. I am unaware.
That's not my question, Mr. Kruger. My question is, does he have a passport? You are the government. You certainly could have found that out. Does he have a passport?
I don't know whether he does or does not. I don't have that in my notes, sir.
Okay, so if I don't think I can order, if he doesn't have a passport, he can't leave the country. So I'm not going to order no leaving the country because he couldn't. And, if he doesn't have a passport, I'm not sure why there'd be a request for no passport. So those bond conditions are denied at this point for lack of information. The preliminary hearing will be next Wednesday, which is December 30th at 10 o'clock. Wednesday, December 30th at 10 o'clock. Does that work for you, Mr. Kruger?
It does, Your Honor.
Mr. Cockerham.
Yes.
All right, 10 o'clock on December 30th for preliminary hearing. I think that's it for this case. Do we have anybody else in jail for an appearance?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
And there's nobody else in the courtroom. Yeah, I think Mr. Kruger, we still have, is it Randall Brooks?
I have Mr. Brooks on my list, yes.
Okay, we're just looking to see if they're in the courtroom or in the hallway.
Nobody's open.
All right.
Not anywhere.
Nobody's out in the hallway. So we'll call that case. This is calling case number 2020 CM338, State of Wisconsin versus Randall Brooks. The defendant does not appear. Mr. Kruger appears via video teleconferencing. It's scheduled for an initial appearance. Mr. Kruger, was there some notice to the defendant?
Just double checking now. I believe there was. It looks like this case was actually initiated by a warrant request. I'm looking to see if there was any additional notice that was sent out. Just double check.
Yep.
It looks like the defendant was given a bail receipt with a mandatory court appearance of 12/23 at 1:30 p.m., which is today and at this time. It looks like he refused to sign, but was given that bail receipt. So,
all right, it's now 1:43. Are you requesting a warrant?
The state is requesting the warrant, Your Honor. Let's make it Douglas and adjoining counties.
Based upon the non-appearance, I'll issue a warrant and forfeit any bail. Did you have any others, Mr. Kruger?
I do have Anthony Schultz for some reason on my list, but I don't know if that, I think it was, oh, I believe that was set for an attorney check earlier this morning. I apologize.
Okay. That's all that I have on my list for the day.
Okay, I believe that does it for the state then.
All right. Have a good day. Have a good holiday.
You too. Happy holidays, sir.
Thanks.